Hey, good morning and welcome back. Thanks for coming back and visiting the homestead here. Today's project, we're going to be working on the continuing the pig pen build. Well, the pen's done, but we're going to work on the shelter today. It's a pretty basic structure. I'm going to have, well, I'm hoping to have 4x4 posts on the corners, and maybe one in the middle on each of the three sides. We're going to have one end that's going to be open. Then we're gonna, what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut down this. I've already started taking it apart. It used to be a salmon ladder, one of those Ninja Warrior things my youngest son used to use, but he doesn't live here anymore. So we're gonna repurpose those 4x4s, get them out of the pig pen. Anyway, so we're gonna use those as some of the posts. So we're gonna have posts. We're gonna have some 2x6 to attach some vertical 5/4 board to. For the inside walls. For that, it's going to be a nice sturdy structure for those pigs. I hope they're going to enjoy that. I'm going to try to knock it out. The weather's a little iffy today, and even worse tomorrow. Pretty high chance of rain, and so I'm going to try to get this done as much as I can here today. You might see my son here a little bit later. He and his two of his children came in last night, and my glasses are getting foggy. It's really humid here, very overcast, and so it might be a very high sweat factor day. So anyway, just be prepared for that. But anyway, so I'm going to get as much done before the weather kicks us out of here. Forgive the mess in the shop. I had to move inside quickly because it started to rain outside. I didn't get pretty much anything done except for pulling the nails and screws out of those 4x4s and pulling the those rungs off of there from when it was the salmon ladder. So what I've decided, I'm going to get as much done in here as I can. Maybe this first wave of weather will move by and we can get some work done outside. So I brought a piece of the roofing in. This is the same metal that was used on the side of our barn, and I figured, hey, let's repurpose it. You know, I try to be frugal and be able to recycle as much as I can. Anyway, so we're gonna. I measured this. This is a 14-foot piece. So all I'm gonna do is cut it in half and put it up on some sawhorses. Cut it in half, and then put them side by side, and that'll give us 7 feet in length. I really wanted our pen to be about 6 feet, so that'll give us a good overhang on the front and on the back. And then I'll measure it to see how wide it is with the overlap once we put those two pieces together, and that'll determine what our width of the building is. So there's nothing set in stone as far as what it has to be. It's only going to house 2 pigs. And even if we got a third one or a fourth one next year, this should be plenty big for them. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and cut this, and if we have to, we can start assembling some pieces inside the building. Once we know what the size of the roof is going to be, then we can start cutting some pieces inside the building with the saws and all that, and then just take everything out and assemble it once the rain lets up. This is an opportunity for me to try something out that I've seen other people do, is take my circular saw, my cordless circular saw, turn the blade around backwards and cut this with that, and it should do it pretty well without splintering or spurring. So let's try it. Worked really well. A whole lot easier than manual clip shears. Yeah, that worked great. Now I'm going to put these on the floor and measure how wide my roof needs to be. And that way I can determine how wide the building needs to be. "6 foot 1.5 inches. So if I make it 5.5 feet wide, that'll give me about 3.5 inches on each side, 3 3/4. Nothing about this is going to be exact or perfect or maybe even square. So anyway, if I make my building 5.5 by 6 front to back, 6 feet front to back, with the slope going from the front to back, so the water runs off the back, not in the entrance of the building, and then make it 5.5 feet wide, we should be in good shape there. Yeah, that'll work really well. Well, as I thought about it, I really can't do any pre-cut stuff in here because I'm going to have to cut it as I measure it, as I put it up, and it's all based on where I put those posts. But I do need those posts in the ground in order to get my proper measurement. So before I cut anything in here, I'm going to go out here and put these posts in the ground. I'm going to leave you here in the back door of the barn so you don't get wet. But I'm going to go over here. I'm going to start putting these posts in the ground, even though it's barely drizzling, but you know, it's not good for my camera equipment to be in the rain. So I'm going to go ahead and work out here. Obviously, I don't mind getting wet. It's just part of the deal. Sweat factor is pretty high. Humidity obviously is probably close to 100% today because it is raining. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and start working on this and see how far we can get. Hopefully the rain will let up. All right, well, I went in to get a drink and it rained some more, so I waited for a little while. I went ahead and changed shirts because mine was so messed up. But we'll see how fast this one will get wet too. So we'll get back at it and we'll see if we can get those holes dug. This one here, what is that, the third one? Boy, it is a test. Can you even see that one? I don't know. Maybe because of that tree there. But anyway, that thing is really, that soil is so hard. It's very, very difficult. I'm only probably maybe 9 inches down into the soil so far, and I've probably worked on that hole a good 8 minutes or so. So anyway, we'll do the best we can. We'll get it as deep as we can. Again, it's just a little pig shelter. It's not trying to hold up the world. So, and it's really not going to have much weight on it. It's just going to be, I want it to be sturdy to keep from getting, as the pigs lay in it, lay against the wall or whatever. I don't want them to push it over. So anyway, we'll just keep at it. Okay, those are some hard holes to dig. I'm glad my son was here to help me, and he's still here. He's just off camera. Anyway, so we got these posts put in. I've got 3 on each side and then 3 across, so a total of 8, I guess. Yeah, 7. Anyway, that seems overkill, and it might be, but I'm just thinking, okay, these are going to be big 250-pound animals when they're full grown. Before they go to market, and I don't want them leaning against the wall and knocking this thing over. I want it to be good and sturdy and you know, withstand all of that. So what we're going to do is on the bottom along the ground, we're going to tie these together with 2x6s, pressure treated 2x6s along the ground, and then we're going to run another course probably about waist high through all the way around. And then we're going to use 5/4 inch, which is 3/4 inch or 1 inch thick. Yeah, 1 inch thick, actual 1 inch thick, not dimensional lumber, but actually 1 inch thick wood, and I think it's 5.5. Is it 5/4 boards or 5.5? I think they are. Anyway, but we're going to run those vertically. Everything we're using here is reclaimed. Not one thing was purchased for this project, so everything we're using is reclaimed. So that's kind of fun, and it makes, you know, makes it interesting to me. Anyway, so we're doing that. We're going to put all these in here, and so we'll have a 2x6s on the bottom, 2x6s on the top of that, and then the vertical boards, those 5/4 boards, we're going to run vertically all the way around, except for in the front. Front is going to be completely open. We're going to do a shed-style roof, which is basically one slope. It's higher in the front, lower in the back. The water's going to run off down into the drainage ditch back behind the in the back of the pen, and we'll leave a good bit of space here for some ventilation, and then we'll wrap the top with 2x4s and run 2x4s across the top, and then we'll put our metal on the top for the roof. So we should be done with that with this afternoon. It's not even 2 o'clock. We should be able to knock this out this afternoon. So let's see how it goes. This one's going to be 72 3/4, so this will be our first one. This is the 72 3/4. That goes on the tree side. All right, those are our 3 bottom boards. All right, framing with a pneumatic nail or an air nailer makes it go a lot faster. Kind of fun too. Anyway, all right, so we got the bottom ones in, and now we're going to do the top rows. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to measure them, cut them, bring them over, and nail them on.
we're going to go flush to the top. Just like that, all the way around. It's going to look nice just like that. And because these have already weathered and have expanded or shrunk or whatever they're going to do, we're going to put them right up next to each other. Flush to the top. Let's see how lucky we get here around this post. Get out of town.
Nice.
I mean, it could not have fit better. Look at that, Ryan.
Just like it grow there. Wow, that's perfect.
We could not have measured that any better. Sweet. All right, let's go to the other side here. Let's work from the right to the left and see if we get lucky again. Place your wagers in the comments below.
Yeah.
Or your predictions. We don't advocate. Hang on a second. No, yeah, we'll be all right.
Shoot the ground?
No, I didn't quite get the bottom one tucked in real tight.
Oh.
All right, so we're going to rip one.
Oh.
2 inches.
You want to just run the rest of these first?
Yeah, let's run the rest of these first. This board is warped. Let's try and meet it at the other end. Yep, this board was warped. That is okay. Got it. Nice. Nice. Okay, let's see how short we are. We need 16.5 inches about. Let's see. 16 inches there. That's right, because we're putting them at a slight angle. We didn't check. Let's see how long 16 inches is. Okay. That's just under 3 boards. But we know that we can get 3 of these out of an 8-foot board. So I need 1 8-foot board. That's all I need here. Okay, before we go to the store to get that extra board, we're going to have to get some grinding wheels too, or cutoff wheels for the angle grinder. Ryan went through and cut the back of the nails off that went through, which is what we had planned to do. So he cut those off. The wheel ran out. We had like 4 nails left to cut. So we need, and I don't have any more cutoff wheels with me. Anyway, so I'm gonna have to go get one more board, one more 5/4 board that we'll cut into 3 pieces for this last part, and then we need the grinding wheels. That's what we'll get at the big box store. But before we do that, while we're still in the mode, we're gonna keep working. We're gonna go ahead and frame up the roof line so that we can get our, and then we're gonna cut off the posts to where they need to be, and get that framed up so that we can put the metal on it. We're not gonna actually put the across the I guess purlins across just yet, and we'll just do the frame around it because I don't want to bang my head when I go in there and put that on there. So the tin is already cut, so that'll go on there really easily. It's the same color as the walls on the barn, so but then again it's sloped the other way, so nobody's going to be able to see it anyway. But it doesn't matter. It's for the pigs. They'll love it. It'll be a nice little shelter for them. So we're going to go ahead and start measuring and getting this ready. Actually, we're going to break for lunch. Then we're going to measure it and get it ready to frame in for the roof. About 2 inches right now. Let's put them both up here since it'll be easy. Okay, so all we got left is to buy one of our 5/4 board that we'll get at the big box store here in a few minutes. We're going to go down there and get one board. We had just the right amount of screws for the roof. I was real pleased about that. I was thinking that I might not have enough, but I had just the right amount. Maybe had 5 or 6 left over. So I've got one 8-foot board that I've got to get to cut and put in there, and then we'll go around with the angle grinder and we'll cut off the excess nails that are remaining, basically from those 3 boards there, and then the couple of boards that we've got left. And that is it. That is our pig shelter. I'm really pleased with how it turned out. Let's take a look at the inside. All right, so here's the inside. It's right about 5 feet at the top. Here, I mean, I can't walk in there, but a small person sure could. And it's got gracious plenty room for the pigs. It's very, very sturdy. Once we tied all those things together, I'm not concerned one bit about those pigs leaning against the boards. They are, this thing is super sturdy. And so we're going to put some hay on the ground here for them when they get here. And we're hoping to be able to bring them in tomorrow. And so we're going to put some hay in here and introduce them to this. So this will be their little shelter. If it gets real cold, I mean, they're probably going to go to the processor in late February, early March. I'm hoping. I've got to make an appointment. But yeah, we've got to get that taken care of. And so they will have some cold months, but you know, we'll fill this up with hay in the wintertime, and they should be just fine. And by that time, they're going to be really big, getting close to processing weight. So on the outside, doesn't look too bad. I'm fairly pleased with how that looks. Again, I keep reminding myself, it's a pig shelter. It is not, doesn't have to have finished carpentry or anything like that. It's a pig shelter. So this is exactly, it's going to do what we need it to do. It's going to keep them out of the bed weather if they want to be out of the bed weather. And the design was such that with this shed roof, it would, when it rains, it'll go down the back of that roof, down into this area here, and you really can't see it on camera, but down here is a wash. The water comes around that curve up there and then comes this way from up the hill. So this water will just flood right, or flow right down into that same area and go right out into the woods down here below us. So I'm really pleased with how this turned out. I'm so grateful that my son came into town last night and was able to help me today put this together. And my hope was to be able to do it today and tomorrow, but we pretty much finished this thing today. We're going to go down to the store and buy that board, and we'll knock this thing out. We won't have to do any work tomorrow if we don't want to, and it'll be good. Actually, I do. He doesn't. Let him have a little bit of time with his brothers. Anyway, so I've got it tomorrow. I'm taking that time off. I'm going to put together their watering system, and then we'll go pick them up, and I'll take you guys along with us, and we'll go pick those little piglets up, and they're going to be adorable. If I remember correctly, we're going to be getting 2 gelts, which are young female pigs. Gilts, I'm sorry, not gelts, gilts, G-I-L-T-S. And they're going to be coming over here and living with us here on the property for the next 8 or 10 months. And then they'll go to freezer camp and be feeding several families for a while anyway. So anyway, that'll do it for today. I'll show you what I'm doing tomorrow when I'm putting together the watering system, and when we go get the little girls. All right, thanks for stopping by.